Trigon versus Knull, a demon god who conquered entire universes with nothing but his will, versus the god of the symbiotes who existed before light itself was born. Two of the most terrifying, universe-breaking forces ever written in comic book history. One from DC, one from Marvel, both ancient, both unstoppable, both absolute nightmares for every hero who has ever faced them. But here's the question that has kept fans up at night for years. If these two monsters ever stood across from each other in the void between worlds, who walks away? Who rules the darkness? Who gets erased from existence like a forgotten star? Before we answer that, you need to understand something. This isn't a fight between villains. This is a war between gods, and not the kind of gods you pray to. The kind of gods that make the universe wish it had never been born. Welcome to What's on Hollywood, and today we are settling this once and for all. Trigon versus Knull. The Demon Emperor of DC versus the Void King of Marvel. Darkness versus darkness. God versus God. Let's go. Trigon, the demon who ate universes. Let's start with Trigon, because if you don't know his story, you are not ready for this fight. Trigon was not created by some accident, some explosion, some cosmic event. He was born from the union of his mother, a normal human woman, and the living embodiment of evil in his dimension. By the time he was 6 years old, he had already slaughtered every living soul in his home world. Not conquered, slaughtered. By age 100, he had conquered his first full dimension. By the time the Teen Titans faced him on Earth, he had already enslaved or destroyed over 100,000 worlds across multiple universes. Let that sink in. 100,000 worlds. Trigon does not just destroy planets. He consumes them, transforms them, bends the reality of entire dimensions to match his own dark design. He physically grows to stand taller than mountains. He generates energy blasts capable of shattering realities. He can reshape matter and space with pure thought. He controls fire, gravity, darkness, and energy on a universal scale. His eyes alone, those 4 glowing red eyes, can petrify anything alive, reduce entire populations to stone statues with a single glance. And here's where Trigon becomes truly terrifying. He is not just physically powerful. He is a psychic and spiritual predator. He can corrupt souls. He can reach into the minds of gods and heroes and twist everything they love into dust. He turned the entire planet Earth into a hellish landscape in seconds when he arrived. Not over days, not over hours. Seconds. He is so far beyond human understanding of evil that even his own daughter, Raven, one of the most powerful magic users in DC history, spent her entire life running from what he could do to the universe if left unchecked. His power has been scaled at a multiversal level by multiple DC story arcs. He destroyed entire alternate dimensions not as side effects of battle, but as warm-up exercises. Trigon is patient. He is ancient. He has been building his power across timelines that most cosmic beings cannot even perceive. He is not a villain who wants to rule the world. He wants to unmake creation itself and replace it with an eternal kingdom of suffering. That is Trigon. Remember that name, because the man standing across from him tonight might just be older, darker, and even more dangerous. Knull, the god who killed the light. Now let's talk about Knull. And I want you to really listen here, because Knull's origin is not just powerful. It is philosophically terrifying in a way that almost no villain in comic book history can match. Before the Marvel Universe existed, there was nothing, pure, perfect, infinite darkness. And in that darkness, Knull was already there. He did not come from the darkness. He was not created by it. He was the darkness. He was the living embodiment of the void that predated existence itself. Then the Celestials came. Those massive, armored gods of the Marvel Universe who shaped planets and seeded life across the cosmos. They created the universe with light and energy, and in doing so, they disturbed Knull's silence. They woke him up, and he was not happy about it. In a rage, Knull reached into the void, forged the first ever construct of living darkness with his bare hands, all black the Necrosword, and used it to decapitate a Celestial. Think about that. Before the universe had even properly gotten started, before stars had finished forming, before any civilization had risen, Knull killed a god. With a sword he made himself, out of nothing. He then spent billions of years waging war against the light. He created the symbiotes, not as creatures, but as weapons. Living darkness he could wear, wield, and unleash across galaxies. He built an army of billions of symbiote dragons, corrupted worlds, enslaved civilizations, and turned entire solar systems into monuments to his darkness. His power set is staggering. He can create and control all symbiotes simultaneously, across any distance. He can forge constructs of living darkness capable of killing gods. He can project energy blasts with the force to shatter planets. He can fly through space unaided. He can survive in the vacuum of existence where nothing else can live. He has telepathic control over every symbiote that has ever existed, meaning his reach extends across the entire Marvel universe at once. He has survived attacks from Thor, Silver Surfer, and entire armies of god-level beings. He was only stopped when the power of multiple symbiotes and cosmic forces were combined against him in one of Marvel's most recent and explosive crossover events, King in Black. And even then, Knull did not go quietly. He took the entire planet Earth, wrapped it in a cage of symbiote darkness, and blotted out the sun itself. The god of light versus the god of darkness, and Knull nearly won. He is not just a Marvel villain. He is a Marvel force of nature, ancient, cold, and absolute. He predates time, he predates matter, he predates the very concept of a universe. If Trigon is the nightmare you have at 3 in the morning, Knull is the darkness that was there before you were even born. The battle, darkness meets the void. Now comes the moment you have been waiting for. Let's set the stage. Imagine the space between universes, not the Marvel universe, not the DC universe, but the raw, howling void that exists between them. No stars, no planets, no life. Just infinite dark and the cold silence of forgotten creation. Knull emerges first, slow and certain, his body sheathed in living black symbiote armor, all black, the Necrosword burning at his side with a darkness so deep it seems to swallow light from miles away. Then Trigon steps in from the other direction, 4 red eyes igniting like dying suns, a body that fills the sky, power that warps space just by existing, 2 ancient gods, 1 battlefield. Let's talk honestly about how this plays out. Knull opens with what he does best. He sends out a wave of symbiote constructs. Billions of living darkness tendrils crashing toward Trigon like a black ocean. Trigon does not flinch. He has faced armies of demons, cosmic horrors, and reality-bending monsters for hundreds of thousands of years. His energy beams multiversal in scale, tear through the symbiote wave like it was paper. First exchange goes to Trigon. Knull recalibrates. He is not a creature of rage. He is cold, calculated. He has been playing the long game since before the universe existed. He wraps Trigon in all black itself, the first weapon ever created, forged from the void, capable of killing Celestials. This is where the fight becomes dangerous. All black has killed Thor. It has wounded Skyfather-level gods. Against Trigon's raw physical form, it cuts. It damages. Trigon roars and the void itself shakes. He retaliates with soul-level attacks, trying to corrupt and consume Knull's essence the way he has consumed thousands of beings before. But here is the critical problem. Knull does not have a soul in any conventional sense. He predates the concept of a soul. He is the void. You cannot corrupt nothing. You cannot petrify darkness. Trigon's psychic and spiritual weapons, among his most devastating tools, find almost no purchase against an entity that existed before consciousness itself was a concept. The battle swings. Knull begins to press the advantage. Trigon responds with raw multiversal energy, tearing through space and time, reshaping the battlefield into a dimensional hellscape. But Knull has fought across billions of years and multiple universal cycles. He adapts. He wraps the hellscape in symbiote darkness, swallowing the fire and fury of Trigon's reality warping with the same void that swallowed light at the dawn of creation. Here is the cold, brutal math of this fight. Trigon is a multiversal conqueror with nearly unmatched power within the dimensional framework of reality. But Knull exists outside that framework. Knull is not part of the universe. He is what the universe was born into. His darkness is older and more fundamental than anything Trigon can generate. Trigon fights with the power of many universes. Knull fights with the power of the void that predates all universes. That is the difference. That is the edge. The final verdict: who rules the darkness? After all of it, every feat, every ability, every moment of raw power scaled against each other, here is the verdict. Trigon is one of the most terrifying beings in DC Comics history. He is genuinely multiversal. He has conquered dimensions, slaughtered gods, and broken reality on a scale that most villains never approach. He is not a pushover in any version of this fight. He would wound Knull. He would push Knull to his absolute limits. He would make this the hardest battle Knull has ever fought. But Knull wins. Here is why. Knull's fundamental nature existing before creation, embodying the void itself, wielding all black the Necrosword, gives him access to a type of power that Trigon simply cannot counter at full scale. Trigon's most devastating weapons are his soul corruption, his reality reshaping, and his energy projection. Knull either neutralizes them, survives them, or outlasts them. Trigon cannot corrupt what has no soul. He cannot reshape a void that predates shape itself. And while Trigon's energy projection is devastating, it operates within the rules of a universe. Knull is what existed when there were no rules. That is the line. That is the difference between a god of evil and the god of the primordial dark. Trigon built an empire across universes. Knull watched universes be born and die while he sat in the silence and waited. In the end, the empire falls to the void. Knull, the king in black, stands. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.